So I remembered to turn the volume on. We're going to take another run at that, and I'll cut it out on the YouTube version. Welcome to Extraneous Content, the new show that we're trying out, and also to make sure that everything isn't still broken, which parts of it still are. I'm very sorry for the janky stream, but welcome to the TalkOver. We are going to do the thing that everybody's been talking about for years, but too afraid to do. We're going to rank all of the movie logos. That's right. Movie picture houses, not production companies, distribution houses. Production companies is a much longer conversation, but these are the companies that own the IPs, make the movies, distribute them out, and they specifically make movie ones, not the icons. We're not going to talk about their logos. Like, I don't want to talk about what they put on their business cards. I want to talk about the movies that come on at the beginning, because I said in the first bad intro, I said that these kind of sort of like our babysitters. Like, we have seen these millions and millions of times. They're warm blankets to get you ready for the movie. And if you see one that evokes, like, you know, these movies that you really love, it gets you even more excited. So while it is promotion, and it's also them sort of flattering themselves, it's still art, it's still movies, it's still a part of what we all enjoy. And we've seen them a billion times. And we would have seen these more than we would have seen the movies they represent, just by nature of how it works. So I got Chad on the show with me tonight. Chad's been having to listen to me go on and on about this idea for forever, and he's been helping me test it. So thank you very, very much, Chad. If you guys want more content like this, I need comments. I need likes. Let me know the companies that I missed. There's 10 others that we're not doing tonight. We came up with 20 of them and thought that'll take forever to talk about. So we're going to do these first 10. We'll do the next 10 if you guys give me some likes and things like that. I'm stumbling around in the dark with this stuff. So Chad, how are you today? How are you feeling?
You know, I'm feeling pretty good. I'm glad to be here on your Extraneous Content episode 1 here today. And I think we're going to have a good time. I really like a lot of these.
Again. For those of people that don't know, we had a false start. So we've already had an argument, not an argument. We had a discussion over one. We get to argue over it again, but I know where we're going to go.
And just so you're all aware, this is very completely scientific, subjective opinions. So they're obviously very right and everything else is wrong.
We are scientists, so we're movie doctors. But yeah, I cut you off there, but you doing good? You ready for this? You ready to kick this into gear again?
Oh, absolutely. I think Erin's ready in the chat too. She said if MGM isn't number 1, she's going to riot, which I think she's in for a surprise because the top is S tier, so we might have a problem with her.
Oh, man. Well, I don't know if we're ranking that one tonight. You'll have to stay tuned. I shouldn't do that to Erin. She stuck through all the messed up ones. It's up there, and we'll talk about it tonight. I'm not going to give her suspense, and she's joining us. So let's do this. First one, we talked about it. We're going to talk about it again. Columbia TriStar, Old Goldie. My opinions on it is this is a real movie. Out of most of these, yeah, even the ones that are not up here, I just had to take a quick look at it. This is the only one that actually is a full movie. Like the Columbia one, though, is kind of stark. It's kind of staunch. It is something I'll talk about in a little bit more in depth. It's more really just an image with some stuff moving behind it. So Columbia drags down TriStar, but I thought TriStar could help Columbia because that horse rules. Like, I don't care. That Pegasus is amazing. When you're a kid, you're just like, oh, it's almost like you have a miniature version of, what was the movie? Neverending Story before Neverending Story starts. It's wonderful. It's delightful. I had said it's at a solid S, but Chad, what are your opinions on Columbia TriStar?
See, this one's definitely more of a B for me. Like, don't get me wrong. On its own merits is just an intro motion graphic promoting the picture house. I think it's super solid. But like, when I think of that one, I just remember it and its jingle. Like, it doesn't evoke any emotions of like, oh, I remember that one movie from my youth. I think we were talking earlier, Columbia might have been like Raimi Spider-Man movies is probably what I might have been watching on it back in the day. And while I love those, I don't get any like warm and fuzzies from that, you know? Like
No, I went back and watched them a while back, like probably 2 or 3 years ago. Whew. They're fine. They were fun for the time, but I get you. Well, you had this at a B. I had it in an S, and I asked if you could meet me in the middle with an A. So we'll drop it right there. Love it. It's a good way to start.
I'll remember that.
Yeah, you're going to stick that in your back pocket. Remember when I let you get that up to an A? We may need to do it right now because we didn't get to talk about this one yet. And you and I talk about this movie company logo a lot, which is Dimension.
This might have been the impetus for this, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, we brought it up a lot because it's so simple and it's,
iconic.
It mostly makes us think about Scream. Having said that, though, it's talking about the amount of movies that it actually makes you think about. There's no way that Dimension has nearly as many films as Columbia and TriStar have especially when you combine them. Dimension pretty much is going to be, and I didn't put Miramax on this list. I could go into the reasons, but if you look at their logos, you would agree with me that they don't need to be here. Dimension, on the other hand, does. It has a sound that goes with it. It's slightly animated. It is also just an image. So I dropped this one on a B. I think it's good, but it's not a movie. It's just a logo. What do you have?
So this is where I'm going to kind of make a counter argument. And this is where I'll actually even argue against, like, you talked in the first one that it was the one that's truly a movie. But a lot of these other logos, starting with Dimension here, start to do something what I really love. They start to integrate with the beginning of the movie. Like you see the flash across the beginning, and then there's the ring of the Scream phone. Or
Okay.
other ones we'll see later on, not to get spoilers, but they'll convert the logo to be in the theme of the movie. But this is one of those that started to do that, like integrating to where, like, we know you're not here to watch the logo. Here, we're gonna be like, we're part of the movie too. Wink.
The very next one we're talking about, we're gonna talk about that a lot. So I would say, because this one is so specific to that it does make this a more valid point to go to talk about that integrating in the beginning of the video. Because this one, we definitely think about specific movies when we think about Dimension.
Mm-hmm.
So
in my heart, this is S tier, top of the top.
Mm-hmm.
If I had to do the scientific opinion, I would definitely put this probably right there. I actually would argue it being above where it's at, like the top of A, but I can see where you're at. There's just more movies, and therefore just it's more widespread Columbia TriStar.
You gave me one on TriStar. I'll give you one on Dimension now. I'm the one that has the talking pillow. Yeah, we'll throw it at A because it makes us happy and it's really good. And it's clean, it's tight, and it is separated from Miramax. I'm okay with this. I'm very happy with an A on this one. I'm going to go to the next one. This is a big daddy. And talking about integrating into the beginning of a movie, we're talking about Warner Brothers. Now, this is one of I had to write my list out beforehand because I was like, I'll just do it on the day. And then I started looking at them. I go, I've ranked every one of these S. I have nothing interesting to say about these because I love them. I like movies. So I had to start getting kind of mean. This is also just an image. It's just an image. It's a good image. They move the clouds in the background. They have one variation where it swoops in, and that's neat. I wouldn't know how to do that. But something else I found out too is these go along throughout the years. I don't like them when they're newer. The older ones look way better. I don't know what that means. Maybe I'm just getting old. But this is just an image. But there's a billion of them. The Matrix has one. Ocean's 12 has a custom Warner Brothers like logo thing for it. They integrate this one into more than I think any of them. I put it at a C because it's only a logo. It's just an image. But I think after talking about Dimension, I'm actually going to start at a B with this one. What do you have?
All right, rebuttal.
Okay.
So
I think you're going to be way higher on this one than me.
Yeah, this, like you said, it's transformed into so many iconic things over the years. Not only is it like an institution in its own right, look at the iconic movies that it's brought us over the years. Over 100 years of Warner Brothers movies. We talk about that bumping up the Columbia TriStar. If we're going to be consistent, I feel that's definitely going to weigh in here. And you know what? The Warner Brothers symbol has turned into the bat symbol on however many occasions to start a Batman movie.
Absolutely.
That shit's baller. B is for Batman, Trent, but S is for superheroes, and that's the fucking rank this one should be at.
Okay. Man, I have a hard time. I don't want to keep putting them in A. We got to have an S tier. I can't.
If there's going to be a gold standard with 100 years of films.
But I also have a counter to that, and that is you shouldn't have to change it for all of them. But there are others that do it, and then when they do it, you get excited. So they should do it. It makes you happy. So I'm going to come off of my duff a little bit. I in the moment, I can't not give this an S tier. I can't not. Like, I know I'm jumping up too.
I mean, we're going to talk about other movie studios that have been around almost as long, and they're definitely not going to be in the S tier, spoilers. But
yeah,
this one, I think, earns it. They do enough with just a simple logo.
It makes people happy. So let's go with it. Let's do it. All right. And it's not even supposed to make people happy. This is their business. Like the McDonald's sign isn't supposed to make you go, yay, like that's not, this is corporate art, except it is in movie. That's why I thought these were so unique and so special to talk about. So another one that we know, Even though it doesn't really exist anymore.
They just take off the fox on it.
Yeah, but here's the thing. The reason I decided to keep ones that don't exist anymore is because like we still have the DVDs and video. I just ordered 3 videotapes off of eBay a couple of days ago. Oh, it's wrong with me. So they're still going to exist. So we can totally rank them. 20th Century Fox, I originally dropped I put it at a B. This is an Image Plus because the 20th Century Fox never moves, but the Searchlights do. They even integrated their other company's Searchlight into it, which I think, spoilers, it's not on this list. It's on Searchlight's on the next list though. But I've seen, and I don't remember which one it is. I want to say it was like Who Framed Roger Rabbit or something. There's one of these where there's an animated car driving around on that little thing. I've seen them change this logo a time or two. I think the music, the logo, and everything is what put it at a B for me. It's got a lot of great movies, but I'm going to leave that part up to you. What did you think about it?
Man, this one is just like the opposite edge of the coin of the Warner Brothers, whereas it is also not like crazily designed, but it is iconic and forceful. And damn it, it's always been the same. And it's an institution.
It looks great. Every single one of these, I could give an argument for S. So I'm not. This is like best of the best here. If it's lower, I have no D's, by the way.
We'll see once we get a little later in for me. But
spoilers.
We'll see.
All right.
Spoilers, I'm actually making these up as I go. But 20th Century Fox, I would say would be bottom of S, top of A, somewhere in there, because like Warner Brothers does more, even though I'd love this one more. And it's definitely above Columbia TriStar.
Okay.
Like I still feel that one's high.
We'll go ahead and move. Yeah, you really don't like Columbia. What did Columbia do to you?
Nothing. That's the problem.
What did they put out? What was it? What was it they put out that like they gotta have like something big? Do you saw Wikipedia brought up?
Not for that one.
Oh, okay.
I mean, there's a lot of Columbia movies out there, but just none of them off the.
What about their house? You didn't like paying a penny for 13 things and then $56 for one? You didn't. It was a great deal.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't me.
they still want the $5 from me for Smash Mouth, but they're not getting it. All right, so what do we say? That's their New Line Cinema. I'm gonna start it out at B, not because I have it there, but actually I have it at C. This is also an Image. This is only an Image. I can do this in free programs on the internet. It looks great. If this was on a letterhead, if this was my company, I would be proud to have that as a logo. Don't get me wrong, but there's a flying horse above this one. And that's not even the best ones. So I can't within good, I can't go higher than a B for sure. I have it at a C is where I start with it because even though I like it and there's a lot of great movies from there, I know the noise. Like there's like a, I can hear it. I just can't do that one. So I'm not even going to try. But this one is super iconic with what they do, what they have. It's just an image with like lighting effects behind it. Like it's a drag and drop point and click 15-minute make.
You may be forgetting one of the coolest parts of this image, which by the way, is the house that Freddy Krueger built. Great cinema house. Leader of so many fun action 90s movies that I loved. But
yeah.
One of the great things about this logo setup too is how often they would have those strips of film flying through the screen before it all assembled into the logo at the beginning there.
They move like this.
That's more than Dimension does.
I agree. That's why I had Dimension low as well. It's an Image. Just because they made a bunch of movies doesn't mean that this has good design to it.
This is definitely middle of the road for me. This is B for me.
Yeah, I'll go B on that one. Like, especially even like 20th Century Fox, which we were talking about, barely does anything. It does more. And it weirdly does less because also, too, look at the design on 20th Century Fox. To make that actual just the words, that's a pain in the ass. Whereas I can do that in Word.
Shading and like, shadows. And
again, it's wonderful. The colors are amazing. It's like a low light to it. It's great setup for a nice, comfy, cozy movie. It's a home run. If an ad team came back to me and said, "This is what we made for your company," thank you.
It's S in my heart, but realistically, it's B tier.
Again, all of these are S in my heart. I had to be. I'm a scientist. All right, let's go to the next one. This one, though, you can probably guess what I think about it. Touchstone Films. Now it also has a like it does the thing where the light comes behind it. So it's animated. It also a lot of times will go at the bottom of the screen, which I think as far as like a design goes is a good idea because then you can put all kinds of stuff over it. So from a design standpoint, this is wonderful. It's got a logo attached to it. It's got great clean font. It's great. It's got those good colors too, like New Line has. It's just an image though. I can't in good faith. I have this one at a C. I have a hard
I
time
can't
putting this
even
one in B.
remember the audio like that plays with it. This is C tier for
I wonder
sure.
if is it the one that's like no, that's somebody else.
Something
Maybe.
like that.
Yeah, it's like
Like
it's
a
real
twinkly
bippy.
star sound.
It's real bippy. Yeah, Twinkly Star. Yeah. But we love Touchstone. Touchstone's made a gazillion wonderful movies. I feel like more VHS that I owned had Touchstone at the beginning of it. So I love this one. This is my teddy bear I used to go to sleep with. This is my safety blanket. I'm putting it at C because I'm a hateful god, though. Let's go on to the next one.
I mean, aesthetically, it's aesthetically slightly more pleasing than the New Line, but like that's all it's got. There's no music. It doesn't integrate into the movie ever.
They never did any of that stuff
on its own.
And it ended soon too. I can't remember. I want to say either one or both of these are actually owned by Disney, and then I think they probably just crushed them out. It was one of the two because I know one of them is who put out Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy because Disney got the rights to make it, and they were like, Disney was like, we're not going to touch it because it talks about God not existing, and Disney can't get anywhere. They owned Dogma, and they were like, oh no, we can't put this out. There's Catholics like protesting, so I think that's why Hitchhiker's Guide got pushed down to New Line. I could be wrong on that one, but I think I'm right though. Now I want you to remember that I'm caring, and I listened to you with the Warner Brothers. I have changed my ways. I accepted it because I'm about to put my favorite one up on the list. It's Orion. Now, this is just an image as well, except this does something different that 20th Century Fox, Warner Brothers, who else does the same thing? I thought there was something else. Columbia. All of those are a thing with clouds moving behind it. This is the stars, dog, and it's named Orion like the belt. Those move, and then they have a lighting effect on the word. All of the color is cohesive, and the other thing it does, it fills up the whole screen. A lot of them are just a thing and black. This is space, and it didn't put out a lot of movies. You're not going to see it all the time. I want to say like War Games is this, like stuff like that. This is stuff that I grew up on. This is my Teddy. I know Orion. When I would see that, I would get excited for the logo more than I would the movie. I want this on a whole wall in my house. I think this is beautiful and simple and neat, and they did a treatment to this has just got good design. Look at the treatment on the lettering. And this isn't even a good one. Somebody made this. I found this online because I couldn't get a good one. It even looks okay in a janky form of it. This one rips. I want this as a light up sign. So I have it in an S for personal reasons. Scientifically speaking, I don't think I can give it above an A. Where do you put Orion?
Ooh, this is a D tier for me.
I knew it. I knew you were going to say D on Orion. There's no way this is a D tier. None of these are D tier. Not a single D in here.
I'll be honest. To me, it's D tier because it was just boring. It's not memorable.
How is that more boring than Touchstone?
To me.
No, I know, but how?
I can kind of remember the jingle to Touchstone. I don't remember the jingle to Orion.
Orion doesn't have one. Orion's just noises. Like Dimension. Dimension doesn't have a jingle. It's just noises. So you're at D.
I'm not like saying it has to be D. I can be. What about a B? But like that's where I start.
What about a B? Could I get you up to a B? I'm skipping A.
It's right there where it's at right now. Yeah.
Okay.
Below New Line for sure.
Oh, you like it below? Below New Line? What?
B tier.
I know, but not below New Line. Come on.
Hey, one of these makes a better. I liked it. I liked it right there.
I know. I'm just negotiating for my favorite. Fine. I'll put it below New Line Cinema. All right. I love science. I can't wait to talk about this one. All right, dog. Now, there's not a million. There's a bunch of Disney logos because if you get the animated one, it's the drawing of their font. And they got a great font. It's iconic. They're D. They got the good D. Nobody likes it when I call Disney Plus the D, by the way. They always look at me very, very weird. But anyway, they have also the one that I call the Nightmare Castle because it's like no one would build a castle like this. Obviously, it's because they're showing off their whimsy and it's what their content is.
Yeah,
so I got no beef with that. I'm cool with their decisions to do it. It's just when I look at it, I go, ugh. So I actually like their simpler logos because I can also hear the music that went along with the old Disney one when it just writes out the word. And so I actually would rank this higher based on those alone. When it gets to this one, I go kind of, having said that, though, I couldn't make this one. This is really well made. Like there's a ton of work that went into this. I don't know how many hours went into this logo, and they've upgraded over the years so it's keeping up with like current technology and stuff. So I can't in good just because I hate this one, like it stresses me out looking at that castle. It's well made. I can't not say it's at least an A. I don't want to put it in an S because of the stress factor, but there's too much work and time put in this to do anything lower than an A. So that's where I'm going to stick it.
You know, and that's the funny thing too, Trent, because like when you started talking, I'll be honest, I was at a C tier. But then you reminded me, but you reminded me like there's the animated version, and then I started thinking about like the consistency of the star and how like that star is great branding, and they even bring it back for Disney Plus to make the Plus logo, which is always
and they do it on the TV show.
So
and they do a lot of stuff with Star Wars intros too. We got to think about that. You mentioned Lucasfilms, and that's one we won't get to today, but then that kind of is synonymous with each other nowadays since they own it. So that's kind of an argument for it.
I'm going back and forth on what should be higher, 20th Century Fox or Disney, to be honest. I can see right there in A tier though.
I think 20th Century Fox I like it better. It makes me happier, and they own it, so they can't get that mad about it. And I don't care if they get mad or not. I do think that with all the work and all the stuff they put out, it does deserve to be above Columbia and TriStar. So that kind of makes me happier about it not being up in S tier. So I'm cool with that. There's no way it's the Dimension's better. We love Dimension, but come on, again.
You know, now that this is kind of laid out where it is, Dimension may have gotten high, but hey, that's RNGesus helped out there. So Dimension gets to be where it's at.
All right, let's go to the next one. This one, here it is. She's been waiting all night. Metro Goldwyn Mayer, the Lion, the Roar, the Myth, the Wardrobe, the Legend. James Bond is what I think about an Albert Broccoli Presents production. James Bond, down, down, down. And then it's the Lion. The Lion Roar is where you sync up Dark Side of the Moon on Wizard of Oz. This lion does work, and that's a real lion. Nobody else wrangled a lion to make theirs. Not a single one of them. It's black and gold, which has come back around. Man, I kind of got this at an S tier, my dude. There's a lot going on here. It's a real movie.
I can't argue. It's kind of got to be the top dog because that logo fucks. Like
it's really good.
When the movie came on with that tiger fucking roar, and you're like, this shit's about to slap. Like, I think it's got to go above Warner Brothers, honestly. Like,
I agree. And they don't integrate it in their stuff. They don't change it. They said we nailed it the first time.
No, like, yeah, eat it. The only thing we change is to maybe say from year to year, because to show you how long we've been at this. Like,
yeah. And they'll do there are little like refreshers, and the refreshers are where I start to hate stuff. We're getting near our last one here. I lied about Orion being my favorite one. This one right here. This logo throughout the years is absolutely gorgeous. Check out the old, like the black and white ones where it's like the spinning globe. Those are beautiful. The old film looks terrible. So warm and nice. This one is like a mid-level one, the one I picked, because this one's my favorite one. But when they changed to the next one, that started hitting about the 70s or so when Smokey and the Bandit was coming out. So this would come up and end in your like, that's how the movie starts. I hate the new ones. The new ones look terrible. They look like they're like a logo for like an app, or not even an app. They look worse than that. Like, I don't know what to tell. They say they look like. They just look cheesy from about the 90s up. It's still a really good design. It's still a lot of work into it, but there's no soul in it like the old ones. This is an S tier. My favorite movies come from Universal. Right now, Peacock's killing it because they have like all the Universal movies. You can check all the Fast and Furiouses, all that stuff. And you know what?
Pilgrim.
It is Scott Pilgrim. They do integrate into the movies because there's Scott Pilgrim. They do that. They made it like headlights for the Fast and Furious movies. So they do integrate this. I know they've done some dark ones for like more gothic stuff. I can't remember. I know they do like a silvery one. Ooh, Jurassic Park, I believe. So it's gonna be hard to get this out of an S for me. I love this with all of my heart. What do you think about it?
Where does it go in S tier, Trent? That's the question. Though,
okay,
because like
I thought you were going to go
That's
solid D.
no, this Universal is great. They are one of the unsung big dogs out there, I feel like, because a lot of the limelight goes to Marvel with and Star Wars at Disney, or to, Warner Brothers with DC and Harry Potter and all that ish. And people kind of forget that Universal has Fast and Furious, one of the biggest fucking franchises on the face of the planet, even if I don't give a shit. Like, they have so many other good movies too out there that it's just like the Jordan Peele, they've got the Daniel sign. I mean, and just
Oh,
like you
yeah.
said, the logos over the years, they're one of the few companies that I feel updated and kept it classy with every iteration,
Mhm.
while still having fun when they integrated with various franchises. They're not
Yeah.
afraid to get a little silly like WB is. So
Okay. I
I
think
think maybe but sandwiched right there in the middle, maybe.
between MGM and Warner Brothers,
Yeah, that's where I'm kind of feeling that.
you know what? I'm okay with that. I can live with that. Now, real quick before we just like announce to the world, we're okay with this lineup? Are we okay with A tier? What do we think there?
See, I'm of the opinion
You
ball
like
laid
Columbia
is
all the
ball
way down.
played. I think we
Oh,
shouldn't adjust what we did. I think
okay.
card laid is a card played, and it makes it spicier and much more worth talking about that way.
I can't believe Orion is next to last. Like 9-year-old me is crying in his room and he's holding his. But look at these I wish I would have had something to list because it's probably
Well,
got some
if you
terrible
think
movies.
Trent's right, tell me I'm wrong in the comments. But I think no one's gonna be saying that in the comments. They're gonna be like, "Yeah, I don't remember Orion either." Sorry, Trent. Sorry, Trent.
Well, Chad, thank you for joining. This has been a lot of fun. If you guys want to see the next 10, let us know. Give us some comments. If there's ones that you wanted to see, definitely put that in the comments. Give us some likes. Let us know what we're doing. Because again, I'm just stumbling around here. And yeah, man, hopefully we'll see you guys Friday. Bye, everybody.
See ya.
I made a weird face. I don't want to end on a weird face. I got to make a cool face.